Swap on the track right here.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh my God, I'm sounding like Jamie. What's up? What's going on, y'all? This is Damien coming to you live from Dallas, Texas. Marriage is real. I want to tell everybody thank you for tuning in to another broadcast with us. And, hope that everybody had a great weekend, that everybody's doing well. There's been a lot of crazy things that have been going on in the world right now. So I just hope everybody is good, hope that everybody is safe, and that all is well with everyone. Um, we just had a great holiday. Memorial Day was just the other day, yesterday, as a matter of fact. I hope everybody got their barbecue and their chicken and turkey or whatever it is y'all eat. But I'm just glad that everybody's back and we're doing well. So I know people are probably wondering where Jamie is. She had some business to take care of, but the show must go on. So I'm going to be handling it tonight again for our loyal listeners and people that love tuning in and listening to what we have to talk about and what we have to say. My name is Damien. I am one part of Marriage is Real. And basically, what we do here in Marriage is Real is we try to talk to couples about relationship stuff and try to offer practical solutions to the issues that they may have going on within their relationship. We try to keep it short. We try to keep it to the point, succinct. And, one of the biggest things that we try to do is teach people, to deal with their issues in a practical way, and then help them to try to avoid some of the pitfalls that we've had and that we've experienced within a relationship, within their marriage relationship. So um, that's pretty much what we do. And that's what we do at Marriage is Real. We've been married for 23, going on 24 years for anybody that may be new to the platform. And we just try to tell people, hey, we've gone through a lot of this stuff for you. Now you don't have to go through it. And we'd be more than happy to try to help other people so that they don't have to deal with the stuff that we've dealt with, within our relationship. So tonight, what we're going to talk about, I'm sure you guys are wondering um, what tonight's conversation is about. Tonight, we're going to be talking about marriage problems, some issues that you may face through or within the time in your marriage relationship. We're going to talk about those things, and then also we're going to try to offer some practical solutions to those issues. All right. So, without further ado, let's get started after I get some water. All right. So, issues in your marriage. One issue that you could have that you might be dealing with is why. What's up, dog? You say why am I don't sound all right? I sound stressed or something like that? um, so one of the issues that you may have in your marriage is you don't take an interest in your man, I'm gonna smile because I got my grill fixed. So Jamie said I got a fake TV smile now, so I gotta make sure that I smile. But thank you. I appreciate it. I thought I had smile. Maybe I hadn't yet. So good looking out, bro. Um, but yeah, so you got issues, and look, I forgot what I just said. Hold on. Okay, so you don't take an interest in each other's interests. You don't take a interest in each other's interests. Yeah, I said that right. So let's say your husband may be into sports or NFL or something like that. Call her, bro. Call her. Um, your husband may be into sports or something like that, or fixing on cars or something like that, and you don't necessarily, as a woman, don't necessarily find any interest in that. um, you've got to be more intentional about getting involved. Meaning, it doesn't mean you have to learn how to fix a car. You don't have to learn all of what the playbook that the Dallas Cowboys might be running, but just show some interest. And husbands, the same thing. If your wife's interested in something, try to find some middle ground where you can talk collectively about those things that interest you, because those types of things, when you start being interested in what your spouse is interested in, you create intimacy, closeness with your spouse. um, and then when you're having these conversations with your spouse, make sure you're showing genuine concern or interest. Don't be fake. If you've been in a relationship for any amount of time, you can tell when someone is being fake or being phony about, or if you're being uh, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word right now, but you're being fake about the issue, or you're trying to act like it's, when people are faking and showing fake concern. Really show concern and interest about that, because that, what it's important to know that what matters to your spouse should matter to you. So, even if you don't know what the plays are, if your husband's a big football fan, and you know what it is, and it's on Sundays during football season, it's just going to be football, football, and more football. Sit down with him, learn a couple things. Hey, what is that? What are they doing right here? What are they? What's a play? What's a touchdown? Just find out what it is that they're interested about, and it means a lot. That's another form of showing effort within your relationship. Just like Dawkins just said, just be genuine with your partner. Be authentic with your partner. Let them know that you're really concerned. It's a book that we talk about all the time on the platform, called Love and Respect by Dr. Emerson Eggerichs. And he talks about being men really love and appreciate a woman, your wife, when she's being shoulder to shoulder. So if he's outside and he's changing the oil, or working on fixing the spark plugs or doing something like that, just going outside, maybe bring him some lemonade, some cold lemonade or something like that, and then be like, honey, what are you doing? How does it, because we love that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, I'm recalibrating the carburetor. I'm fixing the fixerator, or whatever it is. I don't really work on cars like I used to, but just showing that shoulder to shoulder concern, or light, just showing some type of light. And guys, just make sure that if your woman is into something, whether it be um, I don't know, scrapbooking or stocks, or whatever it is that she's interested in, ask some questions, and see if you can find some interest or some middle ground, and just to show that you still are concerned, and that their interests and things matter to you. And then another thing you can do is ask if you can be of assistance. Hey, there have been plenty of times when I would be under the car working on doing something, and I'll just say, Jamie may come outside and check on me and ask me, hey, how's it going? Or, is there anything I can do? Well, since you're here, as a matter of fact, you can do something for me. Can you pass me the wrench? Because I don't feel like getting from up under here, which I should have got the tool in the first place, but I didn't get it. So let me ask her, since she's out here, give me the tool with the red handles. That's the wrench. Bring me that, or give me the screwdriver, or whatever it is, you know. But see if you can offer assistance. If your wife is in the scrapbooking, hey love, do you want me to take you to Michael's to go get some supplies for your scrapping right now? You know, just different things like that that you can do. And then figure out where the two of you can align so that you can have visibility on each other's lives. Where do you guys intersect within your lives? Where's a place or something that you can intersect your lives so that you both can know that it's important and that you want to be involved. And then lastly, make time to check in, you know, on that past time. You know, how's it been going? You know, what how when's your next scrapbook project coming out? Or, you know, what did you know, stuff like that. So that's the first one. Um, this next one, y'all, is pretty big. And when we talk to couples and everything, it's it's such a big topic. It's such a big deal that couples deal with all the time. And quite honestly, it's one of the highest or biggest issues that people have within their marriage, and that is your spending habits are different. This is places where marriage problems can come up. Uh, Appreciate it, dog. Uh, your spending habits are different. Man, if I could tell y'all what what it is. I mean, money is one of the biggest tension areas within a marriage because uh, depending on what your domestication is, you know, meaning how you were brought up, money is always a big issue. Most of the time, two people are not aligned the same way when it comes to money. Meaning, you got a spender. Most times, you got a spender and you got a saver. And it's that's not a gender thing. It could be a spending man, it could be a spending woman. It's just, but there's someone most times that's a little more prudent with their money, and then there's someone else that likes to spend. Um, I'll say, you know, I'll go back and tell on myself. Earlier in our marriage, I was a big time spender, but I didn't save. I wasn't a big saver. I was just, hey, man, we here today. You know what I'm saying? I got this money right now. Back in the day, like this is back in the shoot, late '90s, early 2000s. I used to have a pretty nice system in my car. You know, speakers and tweeters and EQs and all that kind of stuff. So, I'll tell you how I used to get out. If my speaker, if my speakers or my EQ or my amp or whatever it is blew out, if I was driving home, I would get off of the freeway and go immediately to replace whatever that item was that stopped working in my system because I had to have my knock. So whenever it happened, I don't, you know, I didn't. It wasn't about no budget. It wasn't about none of that. It was, I gotta have that knock when I'm coming. You need to hear me before you see me. So I'm coming down the street. You're gonna have to hear me. So I go spend this back in the day. If you from Oak Cliff, you know what I'm talking about. You go down to Big T Bazaar, or you go down to Community Mart and go get you a new amp, go get you some new speakers or something like that. And you got to go down there and let them put it in and all that, so you can be flossy. So make sure your ride is right. You know what I'm saying? Then back in the day, I used to have my you know how back in the day people used to put the neon lights under the car. See, I always prided myself on being different. So I put mine. I had my purple light on the inside of my car. So I had the dark tint, and then I had the purple light. So when I let my windows down at night, that purple light come through. Boy, you couldn't tell your boy nothing. I had the speakers rattling, and then I had the purple light. Boy, I was cold with it back in the day, y'all. I was cold with it. What you say, Doc? Doc and said that money was burning a hole in my pocket. You ain't lying. Cause back in the day, in those times, we used to give ourselves a budget for our lunch for throughout the week. My budget for my lunch for the whole week was $10. That's back when you could eat $2 back in the day. You get your burger and fries or hit the Wendy's 99 cents menu. So yeah. So I figured because I'm being so prudent with my lunch money. Look, I can take a few $100s and get over here and go get me some give me some speakers and an amp or something like that. But that was not that was not a good way to handle our finances. And so I was doing all the spending. Jamie was a saver, and a lot of it, like I said, comes from your domestication, your background, how you were brought up, how you were raised. Um, and I was just like, if I got the money in my pocket, that must mean I'm supposed to buy it. So I would just go out and I would just pretty much buy it, not thinking about because here's the thing, I was young, in my 20s. So it's like, you know what, I'm young. I'm going to work tomorrow, so I just make it back up when I do this. Plus, this is pre-cell phones probably. I think this was before. I think when we first got together, I don't even think we had a cell phone. Yeah, we didn't even have no cell phone. So look, I'm already saving money. I ain't got no cell phone bill. um, I think another thing you got to do, one of the solutions, is one thing. Let me say this: one thing not to do is not to scrutinize each other's purchases, likely to because that's likely to gonna add fuel to the fire. Don't just you spent 78 cents for some fruit today. Don't go that. Don't make it that extreme. But one thing you have to do when it comes to your finances is make sure you find out what works for your home. Your mom, your mom and your dad may have done their bills one way. That may not work for your house. That may not. What's up, Paul? um, that may not work for you. You've got to find out what's going to keep a harmonious type of situation in your home. It may have worked for your parents, but it may not work for you. So you've got to find out what's going to be applicable for your own home. Another thing you got to do is to be transparent. Um, Transparency is very important because if you're not being transparent, you could create a situation where resentment gets begins to build. You could start having other issues, like you're trying to be sneaky and be high, and hiding things. So it's like, okay, if you hiding money, what else you hiding? You hiding a chick on the side. You got your side piece or something like that. It can open up a, a can of worms in your relationship. Um, and then also, um, if let's also say this. I'm gonna say this to the fellas. If you know that your wife has goodwill towards you, let me preface it by saying that if you know that your wife has goodwill towards you in your relationship and in your marriage, if she asks you questions about money and stuff like that, don't take offense because this is something that I've had to learn in my relationship and something that always have to go and check myself because it's like she's not asking questions to challenge me because I know that she has goodwill towards me. I know that we're a partner. We're partners. We choose to do life together. She's asking for understanding. She's asking for clarity of what's going on. Because so one thing about me is I can have a tendency of doing things harder than making things harder than they need to be. And sometimes in those questions, there may be a solution that I haven't even seen yet. I'm just paying these bills, boom, 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 paying these bills. You know what I'm saying? And she's like, oh, and it's like, I'll tell y'all something that's funny. It's like there were, I come from I used to be very chauvinistic in the way that I moved and the things I said and everything. I'm the man, I'm the man, I'm the man. You know what I'm saying? And so uh I would try to figure all this stuff out. And it was like I'd be praying and I'd be asking God like all this stuff. And then it's like one day I feel like God told me like all some of these questions and stuff that you've asked, your wife got some of those answers. Don't think because you the man, because a wise man seeks counsel. You know what I'm saying? A wise man is going to seek counsel from wise people. Hopefully you didn't marry your wife and she's not, there should be something that she's adding to you, that she's adding to your relationship. So there may be something, the way that she thinks about things and the way she processes information that could be of benefit to the relationship as a whole. And then also let me say this, don't, you know, there's a guy that we had on the podcast maybe about a month ago, almost a couple months ago. Uh, his wife was a finance major in college. So just because you're a man don't mean you good with money. So whomever has the strongest background or whoever is better equipped doesn't necessarily mean it's the man or the woman. You just find out who's better equipped to handle that situation and let them handle that. If you suck, then maybe doing money ain't your best thing to do. Ain't the best thing for you to try to do if she's better at it than you are. You know what I'm saying? Dawkins, what'd you say? Dawkins said financial infidelity. It's all good, Paul. I know you be messing with me. Yeah, I understand, Paul. It's all love here, bro. And so let's see. Just also, and last thing I'll say about finances and stuff like that. And right, Paul. Hey, man, if that works for y'all, salute, man. You know what I'm saying? Every every relationship and every situation is different. Paul said he old school with it. Hey, I respect that. If it works, it works. You know what I'm saying? The one thing that works in your relationship may not work in mine, and vice versa. So hey, if it works good, if everything is running smoothly, hats off to you. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta, you know what I'm saying. Like I said at the beginning, find out works for your home. You know what I'm saying. And the biggest thing I heard Dion say this the other day, and I say this all the time. Protect at all costs. Protect the peace of your home. You know what I'm saying. So however you move, however y'all do what you do, protect your peace and do things the way that you do. One of the things that we've done and have always done is we keep people out of our business. We keep family, friends, whomever. Even if you look at our Facebook page, you wouldn't have any idea about what goes on within these four walls because we keep everybody out of our business. Anything that we share within the platform or anything like that are things that we've discussed that we're in agreement. Like, yo, that's cool to share. We don't share everything. You get on. I'm kind of going on a tangent, but it's whatever. It's the beauty about having your own platform. You can say whatever you want to say. You see and hear a lot of people on social media all the time that are always they're sharing, they're doing. You look on social media, you would think they have the best life on earth. But then if you know the people, you know the stories behind the lies. You know what I'm saying? Like you put forth this beautiful picture of what they're and you give this impression and this perception of what their life is. And it's like when you know them personally, you know them firsthand, it's like, man, that's fake right there, you know. So I'm just saying, protect your peace and find out what works for your house. As far as the finance, one more thing on the finances, you know, how do you want to set it up? So, you know, one of the things we do, we have a main account. And when I say this, we pretty much have access to all of our accounts collectively. We got a main account we pay bills out of. She has a checking account. I got a checking account. We got a business account. So we got all these different accounts that we have set up, but it's not any. Um, we ain't nothing to hide. You know what I'm saying? You know, some old school. You know, and this is a thing I know a lot of women would say. Uh, I've heard women say, "Don't tell your husband everything you got." See, that don't work for us. That don't work for me. I need to know. I need to know what you got, just like you need to know what I got. We ain't holding them kind of secrets here, so that won't fly here. So that's what we're gonna say about the money. All right, moving on. Number 3, you've fallen out of sync on intimacy. So intimacy isn't just necessarily sex. Intimacy is building closeness with your partner, with your husband or your wife. You know what I'm saying? what Paul? What you say, Paul? Paul said, "You're a much better man than me. I struggle with old school behavior and mix it into this new school stuff." Bro, I struggle with the same thing, man. I see a lot of this stuff, and it's hard for me to mix it in too. And a lot of the stuff that I'm saying and doing has just been because I done messed up. I done messed up so many times and so much stuff. It's like, you know what, my way. If my way ain't working this time, let's try your way. You know what I'm saying? So I feel you on that, bro. But so on you falling out of sync in your relationship. It's a very common thing if you've been in a relationship for any extended period of time for you to hit lulls, for you to hit you know, there are ebbs and flows. Uh, you know, there are ebbs and flows of a relationship, man. You've been together a long time. You know, it's funny to me, man. I'm seeing a lot of people that you know, Jamie and I have been married 10, 15 years, and people are hitting their 10-year anniversary now, and so on and so forth. So it's so surreal for me to see a lot of these couples that are sticking in there and fighting a good fight and staying married. And it's just something, man. You just it's just gonna happen. You're not gonna. So let me say this too, y'all. Um, excuse me. As you get older, as Jamie always likes to say, when you go through the ages and stages of life and you start getting blessed with age, hormones start changing. Women's hormones start changing. Men start experiencing low testosterone. I didn't even know till recently that women have testosterone, and their testosterone get all testosterone. What is it? Progesterone. I think that's the other one. When all that stuff starts messing, you know, those levels start to drop and stuff like that. That can be a big hit to your intimacy. So um, uh, you gotta to get through this particular marriage problem. The first thing you gotta do is ask why. One of the things that Jamie and I talk about, we like to have our town hall meetings where we come together and we talk about whatever issues we're having, any grievances, and even sometimes if everything is cool, it's like, yo, let me give you a pat on the back, let me give you some kudos about what I've been seeing you do right. It's not always some issue, just like when you at your job and you have a town hall meeting, it's not always issues. We talk about profitability, we talk about how well the company is doing. It's not always negative things that you see and hear. when you're dealing with a town hall meeting. But we talk about these things. You got to ask why. Like, yo, I don't feel like we've been connecting lately. I don't feel like we've been on the level. We haven't been vibing lately. What's going on with you, or how you feeling? Sometimes it could be it could be literally a physical issue. You know what I'm saying? She could not be feeling well. It's like, so when's the last time you went and had a checkup? Dude might be not feeling well. You know what I'm saying? In my personal experience, when I found that a dude ain't been really be trying to get at his wife or whatever, he might be having some health issues. When's the last time you got a checkup? You know what I'm saying? Had to go when last time you got the old prostate check. It could be anything. You know what I'm saying? But it's important to ask why. Let's see what Dawkins get a couple of these questions in real quick. Doc, oh yeah, it's time to do it. Hey man, let me know. It's funny you said that, dog, because I've been thinking about that. Like, it seems like it's been a while since we did. Man, let me know. We can do it next week. It's whatever with me. Let's see what Paul said here. He said these women only want to have sex once or twice a week. This is what the experts say the baseline is. Well, Paul, you always be bringing up that good content, don't you, bro? Yeah, it's different, man. Like I said, Paul, one of the things that I've seen and that I've heard just as of late, man, those hormones and stuff like that, when those levels are off, when those levels are low, if they don't have enough of those hormones that they need, it throws off everything, especially the intimacy, especially the sex part. So one thing we've been saying really as of late is, man, go get yourself checked out. Make sure you're good. And especially if so, let me say this: if your wife is saying, "I want to be intimate, I want to have sex, but like my body just ain't doing what it needs to do," that could very well be a hormonal thing. um Go get that checked out, man. We've heard and we've seen that recently. Like, yo, if those levels are off, it does have a big time effect on her wanting to be, have intimacy and be sexual with you. But let me say this too, fellas, because I don't want to just put it all on them. Intimacy starts outside the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? I said, if anybody's ever tuned in on our podcast, I always say, men are microwaves, women are ovens. You gotta start warming her up early. You know what I'm saying? Start preheating early. You know what I'm saying? Let's start in the morning. Good morning, love. How you doing? Whispering sweet nothings in her ear. Telling her how good she looked to you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta say all that stuff and do all that stuff. If you've been with her for any extended period of time, you know what she like, you know what she dig, you know what she's into. Go ahead, uh, um, go ahead and start working on that early. You know what I'm saying? Go and start preheating, because with us, man, that 1 minute button, that 2 minute button on that microwave it just worked. You know what I'm saying? Long as you feeling good, doing good, and everything like that, you can get some things going. So, but start working on doing that, and see what you can come up with. And then also, another thing that could be a barrier to intimacy, and you have to remove or reconfigure life barriers. Um, Life, man, is something. Depending on what your responsibilities are on a daily basis, it's just a lot of things that can get in the way of intimacy. Especially, ask her what it is that she want. What is it that you want? Do you not help her enough? You know what I'm saying? She doing all this stuff, and then you ain't did nothing. Put the towels up, put the dishes out. I mean, empty the dishwasher. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff is what really matters to women. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Find out what the barriers are. If the kids, if you're the one that's a student, you're very educated and everything like that, help the kids with the homework. You know what I'm saying? Try to remove the barriers within the relationship. Just help out if you can. You know what I'm saying? If ain't nothing wrong with you, if you sitting up and she's struggling and she's stressed out, do what you can do to try to help her out. You know what I'm saying? Don't just expect her to do everything and then get in the bed and be super freaky with you, and you ain't did nothing to help out. You know what I'm saying? It's a new day, man. A lot of people, both parties are working now and doing different stuff. She might have a full time job. You got a full time job, and then she got to come home and do everything else, and you don't do nothing. See if you can pitch in. Remember that y'all are a team. You're a team. It's a team effort. Find out what it is that you can do. Hey, let me throw these clothes in the dryer for you. Let me fold these towels. What item can I take off your list so when it's time to get down, you ready. You know what I'm saying? So it's quid pro quo, this for that. You know what I'm saying? That's the way that I look at it. It's this for that. If I can help lighten your load, because don't nobody want to be in a situation where you're overly stressed or you feel like you don't have any help. You know what I'm saying? We're here to help each other out. You know what I'm saying? Paul said, "How long are you supposed to beg for them to get it together?" You know what I'm saying? So this is what I say to that. Sometimes you gotta, if we're having these conversations, if we're, like I said, we're having these town hall meetings, and it just doesn't seem like we're getting it resolved, and we just keep hitting this impasse, and it just doesn't seem like it's getting any better. In my opinion, what I suggest, talking to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Talking to a marriage coach. The way that we talk about, we had a therapist on the platform few months ago. Marriage coaches are kind of like your first line of defense. We're not counselors, we're not therapists, but we're just here to try to help out. Like, sometimes you just need somebody else to say what you've been saying, because depending on who that's coming from, it may not always be received. You could be as right as rain, but just because it's coming from you, sometimes you may not they may not want to hear it. I know that to be true for myself. She might be saying something that's right, and it's just like, you might be right, but I just don't want you to say that. You know what I'm saying, Paul? I'm with you, dog. I'm with you, man. I feel the same way. I'm just like, yo, I got a lot of old school ways in me, man, for real. But I really, sometimes if you're meeting in place where you just can't get past, see if there's somebody that you can talk to. If you got some married couples around you that you trust, that give good counsel. Everybody, and let me say this: everybody that's been married a long time is not good counsel, because their relationship could be toxic. You know what I'm saying? Just because you've been married 30, 40, 50 years, that don't mean that it's a great harmonious place, because sometimes those people are wishing and wanting and hoping that there was a way that they could get out of their marriage. You know what I'm saying? So you want to find some people that you trust, some people that you value, some people that that if you have these conversations collectively, that you're okay with opening up and talking to them about it, and it's not going to go anywhere. If you don't have any people like that, then that's when you go ahead and hit up the marriage coaches. If that don't work, like, yo, they tried, it ain't working, then you might go talk to a marriage therapist. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that can give you some clinical um, doctorate type of information, type of solutions to your issues or whatever. Go talk to them then. But the thing is if you've been talking and you're not getting there, sometimes it just takes a third party to say the exact thing that you were saying, or sometimes word it or say it, because sometimes it's good to have someone that doesn't have any skin in the game. Like, I'm not going home with her tonight. I'm not getting in the bed with him tonight. So it doesn't really matter I'm just gonna keep it real. This is what it is. This is how it should be within your relationship. Finding someone that you're okay with doing that with. Paul says, "Stay home and be a stay at home wife." Man, I agree with you on that, bro. I agree. I'm old school in that way too, man. I'm all for that because you don't really know what your children may need that we're not nurturers by nature. Men aren't nurturers by nature. Being there for the kids, being able to go pick the kids up from school and doing the stuff that needs to be done that's just not our thing. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with you on that, bro. So let's see. We're talking about falling out of intimacy. Let's see what I wrote here. Let's see, remember. Okay, yeah, just remember that intimacy starts outside of the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Walking, she in there washing dishes or something like that. Give her a little kiss on the neck. You know what I'm saying? They say that I can't remember where I read this, but it says that the tone of of how the day or the evening will go is based on the first 2 minutes when you get home. Meaning, if you come home and you just go right in the room, whether you the guy, the man, or the woman, and you just shut the door, that sets the tone. But if you come in, give your wife a kiss, give your husband a kiss, how was your day, or whatever, and then go on your way, that sets the tone for the evening. So that's something that I try to do is try to try to set the tone early. Little kiss, little hug, little pat on the butt. You know what I'm saying? How was your day? Just set the tone. All right. And then also another thing to think about when you're talking about intimacy, um, where does each person want to be going forward? Like, what are our goals here? What are the goals that we have for our intimacy? Like, you know, statistically speaking, more men are more sexual. Men are usually more sexual than women. So if a man wants to have, let's say a man want to have sex 7 times a week, is it realistic? Depends on the woman. Probably not. And then there are some men, there are some women. I've heard this. There are some women that are more sexual than their husbands, where it's the opposite, where she might want to have sex 7 times a week. Is that realistic? Again, it depends on the couple, but I will say, find out where you want to be. So I'm at 7. I want to be at 7. She might want to be at 2. So where can we find where we want to meet and where we want to be going forward, and then try to make a compromise where both people, where both parties can be satisfied, uh, and be like, yo, that's cool. I know, okay, seven ain't good for me. That's what she say. Or let's just say the dude say, I don't. He tell his wife, I don't want to have sex 7 times a day. I mean a week. He's telling her that, and she like, okay, well, I don't want to have sex twice a week. So where can we meet going forward? Well, let's work on trying to get to 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying? That'll give her a good fix, and then you can, maybe it doesn't always have to be sex itself. It could be sex stuff. You know what I'm saying? You figure that out, whatever that means to you. It could be sexual, but not actual sex. So figure out what that means to you, and you guys have that conversation, and then determine, what works best for you. Okay. So another marriage problem. After I drink this water, jealousy has reared its ugly head. So this is I'm telling y'all, man, when you've been married as long as I have, you start experiencing things that you just didn't even know were there. I Over the last probably maybe 2 years, I've found myself experiencing some jealousy. Now, this jealousy, y'all, doesn't have anything to do with Jamie. Jamie is an amazing woman. She's faithful and loyal, all that. It was just like the stuff that's been kind of like the norm in our relationship. Like I'm not a guy like if we're, let's say we're out somewhere, we're at a party, we're at a function, we're at a barbecue or whatever. If I see Jamie having a conversation with a associate or a friend of mine, I'm not gonna come over there and just start having like, okay, why is he talking to my wife? You know what I'm saying? I've never been that kind of guy. Or if she's having a conversation, if we're at the grocery store, we're going somewhere where, because I know her and I know her and I trust her and I know that she's a very social butterfly, as they say. That's never been an issue for me. It's just like that's who she was when I met her. So I'm not really tripping on that at all. You know what I'm saying? But like lately, I just been like, dang, y'all sure are talking a lot. And I'm just like, what is wrong with me? I've never been like that before. I've never been that kind of way at all. It's just never been who I've been. And so and she even told me, she was like, I found myself, cause so like okay, so I'll say like this. Like if we're out somewhere and there's an attractive woman or a shapely woman, she might say something like, Damon, ooh, she got a big old booty. Like, who, her? Oh, okay. We've always had that kind of relationship, right? But lately I found myself just kind of like, I don't like that. I don't like that. And I don't know if it's been because we've been married a long time and whatever the case may be, but it can start happening. It can definitely start happening. A lot of times what I think it is that it's something personal that a person may be dealing with. Like if you've been together a long time and your spouse may have put on some weight, they may be feeling a way about themselves. You know what I'm saying? So now if they're talking to somebody that you perceive to be handsome or attractive or just has something different than what you may normally offer, you might find a green eyed monster trying to get at you. You know what I'm saying? Um, like I said, is you're getting older. You know what I mean? You just your muscles ain't popping like they used to. Your pectorals ain't pectoraling like they used to, and or whatever. You might find yourself being a harsher critic of yourself than what you've normally been, and so in that you may find yourself being more jealous than you've been before. Um, and then you could be dealing that person could be dealing with some insecurities within themselves. So you've got to know that it can happen. One thing you can do is reinvest in your relationship. Um, Give that person more time and more attention. Just let it, and I say this too. Being 40 plus now, it's just like you sometimes a person may need more reassurance than they did before. When you was 23, 25 years old, you had the rocking bod. You was shaped like the Coke bottle. He had the six pack and the abs. You was real assured. You was real reassured of your own self because of how people in the world reacted to you. You know what I'm saying? Like if you were a dude and you was hanging out with your buddies and y'all went to the club, and when you walked in, all the ladies were screaming because you walked in the place. You know what I'm saying? You was like, yeah, I still got it. You know what I'm saying? I still got it. You know what I'm saying? But like you start, you know, being blessed with life, you're getting older and you're getting your six pack and turn into a keg because you like your meals, you like to eat, you like your gravies and all that kind of stuff. So now you might be feeling a little more insecure than you did before. Sometimes it may take both parties reassuring each other and letting them know that, hey, I'm in this for the long run. Even you might put on a little weight, but you still look good to me, girl. I like that grown woman. That's what me and my partners talk about. I appreciate that grown woman weight. Everybody don't know what that means, but if you know, you appreciate that. I don't like sticks. You know what I'm saying? I like grown woman weight. If you know what that means, you know what that means. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with a fine black woman. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Yeah, Paul said that jealous stuff can lead to death. Those people need to fix that. Yeah, man. Jealousy ain't it's not any good. It doesn't bring you any it doesn't bring you anything good at all. So yeah, you definitely gotta work on it. And then another thing you have to do in regards to jealousy is work to maintain emotional maturity. Don't trip out. You know what I'm saying? You got a good one. You know you got a real one. You know you got that person. If you got that person that's been your rider, you know what I'm saying? Your Bonnie to your Clyde to your Bonnie. They've always had your back. They've never given you a reason not to trust them. Then you really don't have a reason to be jealous. That's stuff within yourself that you need to deal with and that you need to work through, in order for the situation to resolve itself. But you got to be emotionally mature in order to even recognize that issue in and of yourself. Like, yo, I'm tripping, man. And I'm as I'm getting older, and especially like in the black community, we don't talk a lot about mental health and all that stuff. But yo, if you got some unresolved stuff that's in your life that you haven't dealt with from your childhood or your traumatic PTSD that a lot of us have experienced in our lives, go talk to somebody about that, man. Go ahead and get that stuff off your chest, get it off of you, because stress is a silent killer. You could be dealing with issues and stress that you don't even know that you're dealing with. And you gotta talk to somebody. Don't sit around and all these, you're seeing your body start breaking down and your blood pressure start getting high and all that kind of stuff because you're dealing with stress and you don't even know you're dealing with stress, because sometimes stress doesn't even come up on your physical. You know what I'm saying? You just know, you know your own body. You just know that you don't feel good. I can't explain it. I can't call it. I just know that I don't feel myself. I don't feel good. Sometimes, y'all, that's just stress. That's all it is. It's just stress. So I'm saying this for whoever needs to hear it. Um, if you're feeling overwhelmed and you're starting to act out and be a way that you normally aren't, you could be dealing with some stuff that you need to reconcile within yourself. It's not, if that person has always been loyal to you, if that person has always treated you the way that you desire to be treated, they've respected you the way that you want to be respected, and they're still doing that, then the problem may not be them, it's you. Go get some help, go talk to somebody so that you can fix that within yourself, which is in turn going to fix that issue within your relationship. A lot of the issues that you have in relationships are self-work. There's a lot of, you got enough stuff that you need to deal with within yourself that can take enough time that that person that you with may just, they'll benefit from you doing that self work. And then I'm gonna just talk about one more because we almost at an hour. Um, it feels like you're growing in different directions. Um, I think with this one, I think again, as you're getting older, some people start having life regret. You start thinking about if the grass was really greener on the other side. Should I have done this? I didn't go to college. Should I what will my life be had I went to college? You know, what should I have done? Should I have went left when I should have went? What would have happened if I would have went right? Like when you see like on these movies and stuff where like what was that movie? It was a movie with Nicolas Cage where he was dating this young lady. It's a Christmas movie. He was dating this young lady, and they went to the airport, and he was going to New York just for the summer for some type of internship, and he was supposed to. It was only supposed to be for a few months, and he was like, "Don't worry, everything's gonna be fine. I'll be back in a while, and we're good. No worries, right?" So he ended up leaving, and she begged him not to go. He went anyway because he was like, "I gotta follow my dream. I gotta do this for myself." She begged him not to go, and he went. So the premise of the movie is basically Nicolas Cage getting to see if he would have stayed, how his life would have been if he would have stayed. Because when he went off to New York, he never came back. He became this powerful, like Wall Street broker or something like that, and became very wealthy. He was, hooking up with all these different beautiful women and everything like that. And his life completely changed from what it was supposed to be. So he became pretty much like this baller. And she just went back to I think she was an attorney or something like that, like a pro bono attorney or something like that. But she went on with her life. And so the movie took place where he some kind of way had something happen. He got a chance to see his life with her. And so even though he had all of this money and everything, something was missing. And the thing that was missing was her. And in the movie, they had kids together. He was like worked at a tire shop. He managed a tire place, and he was like a blue collar guy and just a regular guy. But he ended up loving his life with her and with the children and everything like that. It was a really good movie. I can't think of the name. You know what? It's called Family Man. That's what it's called. It's a really good movie. It's called Family Man. So check that movie out if you want to. But yeah, man, you got to know that take pride in the decisions that you've made, and as far as the decisions that you've made, it was the decision that you made, and a lot of times the grass isn't greener on the other side. um and then also don't lose yourself in your marriage. You know what I'm saying? Work to continue to have yourself, have your mind, have your own way of thinking, but don't be dependent, be interdependent. There's a difference between the two, and I don't have time to go into the difference right now. But interdependent is kind of just like being connected, but not losing yourself within the relationship. But we're about at an hour, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off. Uh, Thank y'all so much for tuning in to Marriage is Real tonight. Marriage Monday on the Tuesday, like I always like to say. If anybody needs to reach out to us, you can reach us at marriageisreal at gmail.com. You can hit us up on Facebook or Instagram, all under Marriage is Real. If you have any questions or any concerns or anything like that. I hope this helps somebody. I hope that one person received or got some value out of this conversation tonight. But yeah, y'all have a great day. God bless everybody, and we're gonna wrap it up like that. Take care, everyone.
Swap vomit track right here.